if you want it. Got it if you want it. Said you got it if you want it. Take my wallet if you want it now. Then the Cadillac.
Hey friends, what's up? Welcome to today's video. So I am testing out some new products in this video. One of those products being the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. Now, I know that there's a lot of different controversy on this palette, and some people like it, some people hate it, some people believe that this was brought out because the Subculture palette was a mistake. I personally don't feel like the Subculture palette was a mistake. I really enjoy that palette. I believe that that palette was meant to pull out the inner artist in everyone. I could be wrong. That is my personal opinion on it. Some people think that it's just really muddy. It doesn't blend out good. The shadows don't stay on your eyes. But I personally didn't have an issue with that. And that is all honesty, you guys. I purchased these palettes myself. I am not on any like PR for huge makeup companies. I mean, I am a smaller channel, so this is my true and honest opinion. I'm not being paid to say otherwise. I mean, makeup is makeup, and there are some things that I'm going to like and you're going to dislike, or you're going to like and I'm going to dislike, and it just didn't work for me. But with that being said, I am going to bust out my Subculture palette, and I just want to show you guys something really quickly, because a lot of people were like, oh, we don't need both of those palettes because there's the same exact shades in those palettes. And I'm here to tell you that that is not true. There are not the same exact shades in these palettes. Now, do I think that these palettes go together and they kind of go hand in hand? Absolutely. But I have used the Subculture palette quite a few times. You guys can see, like, I have put some dents in some of these shadows. And here is the Prism palette. So I'm going to show you guys just like this. So you got the Subculture up top and the Prism palette on the bottom. Now, yeah, you do kind of see like some similar tones with the shades, but they are not exact duplicates. And I have tried to get a look with this palette and create the same identical look, and it's honestly not possible. Now, I will tell you guys this. The reason why I feel like you could use both of these palettes and they go hand in hand, which I would be happy to do a tutorial on that, is because, like, okay, so I'm just going to swatch it for you guys. We have Axis in the Subculture palette. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of that shade on my finger here, and we're going to swatch it across my hand. Okay, so that's a beautiful swatch, as you guys can see. Now, I'm going to go into the Prism palette and use the shade Throne, which is right here. And I did use that on my inner and outer corners today. And that's another beautiful shade. But this one is like shimmery. So we're going to put that right here with Access. I'm going to show you guys like that. So we have a look. You could put Access in the crease, the inner and outer corner. And then you could take and put Throne all over the lid, or you could do a halo eye. So that's a shadow from each palette. I'm going to show you, since a lot of people feel like some of these shades are exactly the same. So we have Spear here in this palette. This is the Prism palette, and it is like a lime greeny kind of shade. And the pigment is not like super bomb. It's going to be a shadow that you have to build up, because I do believe that when there are neon shades like this, it has a white base. It's decent, but you can tell you're going to have to build it up. So that's from the Prism palette. Now I'm going to go into New Wave and Edge, and I'm going to swatch those right underneath Spear. So we've got New Wave and Edge. Okay, so we've got Spear up top here, which is more of a neon green. And in the center here, we have a New Wave, and that's more of an orange shade. And then this shade down here is Edge, and that's going to be more of a mustard yellow. These shades are not the same. Yes, they're very similar, and you could create a look with those, and I'm sure it would be very pretty, but they aren't the exact same shades. We're going to go into Roxy from the Subculture palette and just swatch that. Get some of that on my finger here, and I'm going to go into the Prism palette, and I'm going to swatch Eden and Saturn. So, from the Subculture palette here, I swatched this very stupid. We've got Roxy up top, and then we've got Eden from the Prism palette. Now, those ones do look a little bit similar. And then we have Saturn, which is not the same color. Now, Roxy and Eden do look similar, but if you take a close look here, Eden is a little more orange coral, whereas Roxy is a little more deeper orange with a little more of a pink undertone. So I hope the camera is picking that up. In the Subculture palette, we have All Star, which is a deep burgundy shade. That color is nowhere in the Prism palette. Okay, and then we have Rowdy, which is this dark burgundy purple shade, and that's also nowhere in the Prism palette. This right here is a deep browny shade. We have Destiny in the Subculture palette, which is up here. And then if you look in the Prism palette, Destiny is nowhere in that palette. So you guys see what I'm saying, where I'm coming from? I mean, you have a black in the Prism palette. You don't have a black in the Subculture palette. Yes, first glance, you go, oh my gosh, those look like, you know, the same. But they truly are not the same. Now, do I think that if you're not someone who does YouTube or like makeup on a day-to-day basis, do I think you need both? Absolutely not. And I'm going to say that if you're someone who just likes Anastasia shadows and you just want to get one of these palettes, I would definitely say choose the Prism palette because these shadows blend out a lot better. They're easier to work with. They are closer to the Modern Renaissance palette, which I've also put a dent in. My Modern Renaissance palette is gross. But these are like really soft and like super blendable, and everybody loves that palette. This is going to be closer to that palette. Like I said, the Subculture palette I feel like was meant to bring out the artist in people. So it's not going to be easier. It's not going to be as easy to work with. Now, is it a beautiful palette? Is it a fun palette? Absolutely. So if you're up for the challenge, I would definitely say grab it if you haven't already. Just give it a chance. Now, I did notice in the Subculture palette, there is that brown shade. It's called Fudge there, but it's still not the same brown. This one is more of a milk chocolate brown, and the one in the Prism palette is more of a fudge brown. And like I said, you're not getting the same colors. I don't understand it. I don't understand why people are saying they're like the exact same palette. They're not. And I don't think that this palette came out as a cover-up for them screwing up the Subculture palette, because I don't think they screwed this palette up. You guys have to remember that these palettes were both in the making. They had to be around the same time. It takes at least a year to develop a palette and like get your formulas and your shadows and everything like that. So that theory also doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, to each their own. We're all entitled to our own opinion, but that's just my belief. That's just how I feel about these palettes. I love them both equally. I really enjoyed working with this palette. So now you guys know what the deal is or what my opinion is on those palettes. And like I said, I would be happy to do a tutorial where I like use both palettes so you guys can see how I feel like they go hand in hand and like create a beautiful look. Also, before we get into this tutorial, I would like to say that I used a new shade from Kat Von D, which is Plath. And I'm not like big on her liquid lipsticks. I have used some of them in the past and I had some issues with them. But this is a beautiful shade, so we will see how this wears throughout the day. I hope that it does last, and I'll have to let you guys know how I liked it or didn't like it. The last time that I used some of her liquid lipsticks, they kind of got a little crumbly on me, and I didn't apply several layers. I mean, at this point, I know how to apply a liquid lipstick. Also, I used the CoverGirl Queen Collection pressed powder in golden, and so far I'm really liking it. It was my first time trying it out, so I can't tell you guys like if I'm in love with it or not, but I will tell you this. I tried out the Naked Skin Urban Decay Weightless Foundation for the first time today, and the reason why I decided to try it out is because you guys know that I've had some issues with the Urban Decay All-Nighter. It's just not my shade. It was one of those products when I first tried it out, I was like, oh, I love this foundation. Like, it's flawless. But the shade is so off that it just drives me crazy. And I just don't like the way it sits on my skin. So sometimes we use products and we love them at first and then we kind of grow to hate them, or vice versa. We hate them at first and then we grow to love them. So this one, I can tell you right now, I'm in love with. It applied flawlessly on my skin. Absolutely beautiful. Like, I think my skin looks great, you guys. Now, everybody has their own opinion, and you guys can all, speak differently. If you don't like it, that's fine. But if you guys would like to see a lot of these new products applied on my skin, then please continue watching. And you guys, I hope that I didn't offend anybody with my opinion. And if you're new, I hope you stick around because there's going to be a lot more reviews here on my channel. So yeah, let's get into the tutorial. All right, I got you guys up close and personal. So we're going to be using the Anastasia Prism palette. It's a palette I didn't think I needed. And I swatched it, and I was like, girl, you need it. So anyways, the palette looks like this. It's that soft packaging, just like the Modern Renaissance, and just like the Subculture palette. So it just looks like this. Look at all these beautiful shades. As you guys know, if you have been subscribed to my channel for a while, I don't like the brushes that come with the palette, so I usually just give mine away. Yeah, let's go right into this and take Unity on the entire lid. Even though I already set my lid, I just like to still put down a shadow. Alright, so we're going to be going into this brown shade right here. It's like a taupey brown. And we're going to be taking that into our crease. And I am just using a BH Cosmetics number 5 brush. This is very pigmented. So I would be very careful about going into that shadow at least. So we're going to blend this into our crease, circular motions, and windshield wiper motions. You guys know the drill. And with that same brush, we're going to go into Eden right here. It's like a coral kind of shade, and we're going to take that into the crease. Now switching our brush to the Morphe M330. I'm going to go into the shade Saturn, which is a more orangey shade. It is more deep. And we're going to take that into the crease and the inner and outer corner. I was asked to create a more defined, more bold halo eye, so that's what we're doing here. Okay, I'm going to take this Morphe E18 brush, and I'm just going to spritz it with a little bit of water. And then I'm going to go into the shade Throne. It is a really pretty deep green with some like blue black reflexive glitter, and we're going to pack that on our inner and outer corner here. going to go back into that Saturn shade. I do have a ton of fallout going on here, but that doesn't bother me. Alright, bear with me, you guys. This look is coming together. I know it's looking a little bit messy and kind of crazy right now, but we're going to take Kat Von D's Whiteout. And I know you guys are thinking, like, why would you have purchased that? Like, that's not your color concealer. I purchased it to cut my crease with. So I'm just going to put some of it on this Makeup Revolution's flat eyeshadow brush. And we're going to just place that right in the center here. And then with a damp flat brush, we're going to go into Pyramid, and we're going to pack that on the center. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous gold shade. Now that we have that part done, which I think it looks really pretty, we're going to go ahead and go in with these Cosmic Lashes, and these are in the style All Nighter. Now, I do have a link and an affiliate code. If you use the code Sheena, you will save 20% on your purchase. It is an affiliate code, so you don't have to use it, but if you just want to save some extra money, then why not use it? It is down in the description box. And these are some stunning, stunning lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these because I think they'll be perfect for this look. Alright, so since I don't have a new primer to try out, I'm just going to throw on my Kat Von D Hydrating Primer. Alright, you guys, so the foundation I'm going to be using today is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. Now, this foundation isn't brand new, but it is new to me. I've never used it before, but I have applied it on a friend, and her skin looked flawless. So I am super excited to try this out. I got the shade 9.75. So this foundation is supposed to be very weightless and give you a very natural look with a demi finish. It's supposed to basically make your skin look flawless, like you were just born with this beautiful, glowy kind of skin. So we're going to put a couple pumps on my beauty blender here. And this is my Real Techniques blender. So I know on camera this probably isn't like picking up very good as far as like how it matches, but I'm telling you guys, it matches perfectly, and this foundation is so flawless. Wow. I hope this is like picking up, because in person this is absolutely stunning. Don't have a new concealer to test out, but I do have the Urban Decay Naked Skin, but it's a little dark. I have it in the shade Warm, so I'm gonna put some of this on, and then I'm gonna put a couple, like maybe one dot of the white, because I don't want it too bright underneath there, but as you guys can see, this pretty much matches my skin tone. I'm sure that'll help lighten it up. And I'm going to use my Fenty contour stick, and this is an espresso. And then I'm just going to use my Kat Von D setting powder to set under the eyes and under my contour. Okay, so I'm going to use this CoverGirl Queen Collection press powder, and this is in golden, and it's supposed to be matte, My mom picked this up for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and just set the rest of my face with this. Never tried it before, so I figured why not give it a shot. Alright, so for a highlight, I'm gonna use my Give Me Glow Foiled Finish in Slay Me. Super, super pretty highlight. On the lower lash line, I'm going to use Anatomy. And then back into the Prism palette, we're going to go back into Throne and use that on the outer portion here. We're going to use a little bit of Obsidian, the black shade. And then we're going to use Saturn, which is the orange shade that we've been using. And now for lips, I'm just going to use this Coastal Scents Express liner, and I have a new liquid lipstick to try out. This is Kat Von D's Plath. I figured it'd be really good for this look. It is like a terracotta kind of rust shade, and I'm super excited to try it out. And to finish it off, I'm going to use my Kat Von D setting spray. Epic fail, you guys. I forgot to add blush. I'm just going to use this MAC Fever blush. Alright, you guys, so this is the completed look. I love how this came out. It is just bold and very, like, festive, fall-like. I am definitely looking like I'm ready for a holiday party. Anyways, if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and follow me on all social media, which is linked down below. Also, hit your bell notification so you don't miss out on any videos. I know some of you guys have like missed some videos. You didn't realize there was an upload. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. So make sure that you hit that bell so you don't miss any more videos. Also, don't forget to put a smile on your face because it is truly the best makeup you can wear. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Already sticking my finger in eyeshadows. Come on now, girl. So now it's the same thing. We're going to go into Roxy from the Anastasia palette. Duh, it is Anastasia. I smell sexy. Can you hear? Who's that lounging in my chair?